There are 7 principles in data protection law. Firstly, we have lawful, fairness, and transparency. Basically, what that means is that you need to process the data in a lawful manner, in a fair manner, and that in a way that is transparent. Then we have purpose limitation. What exactly does this mean? Purpose limitation means that you need to process the data in a specified, explicit, and legitimate way. You need to have a really good reason for processing the data. Also, when you process data, you need to do so in accordance with the principle of data minimization. Essentially, you can't collect more data than what you need to achieve the purpose. So if you are, for instance, doing some basic marketing activities, it is ill-advised to process data such as ID numbers, social security numbers, or race information. You also need to process data in a way that is accurate. So you need to make sure that the data you're processing is correct about data subjects. Accuracy is a very big principle when it comes to B2C companies versus B2B. Then we have storage limitation. Storage limitation basically means that you shouldn't keep personal data longer than is necessary. So you need to think about, when you're collecting all this data, that eventually you need to think about deleting it. It's a very difficult principle to maintain under data protection law, and a lot of companies struggle with it, especially when it comes to data that is stored in backups. So if you're thinking about privacy by design, be thinking about how you're going to delete data, how are you storing data, and how is data going to be deleted in your backups. Then we have security. Remember, you can't have a really good data protection law without really good security in place. Data protection and information security go hand in hand. I like to think about it as they being married. So they are always together. They are in a very happy relationship, and that means you are protecting the data in a fantastic way. So remember, when it comes to the security principle, you need to have really good information security to protect personal data. Lastly, our last principle, number 7, is accountability. Accountability essentially means that you have a DPO in place. You might not have a DPO registered, for instance. You don't always have to register a DPO, but you really need to have somebody who's responsible for the project. You need to have a team lead or a project manager in place, someone at the end of the day who is leading your data protection compliance within your organization. It's also really important to have good policies in place, and not just policies that are pieces of paper, policies that are actually implemented within your organization. You also need to have really good DPAs, so data processing agreements, as well as procedures in place to report data breaches.